Good morning all, I am Mohini working as an assistant professor in DPIMR, hereby presenting week 4 video on subject, Manufacturing Industries under International FDP on Environment and Sustainability. Here are details of my week 1 and week 2 videos prepared for FDP. The outcomes of this video are: to understand working process of manufacturing industries, to learn ISO/IEEE standards in view of manufacturing industries, to understand role of manufacturing industries in maintaining balance of environment for sustainability of human. This slide will give overview of process followed by manufacturing industries. Integrated management system and its processes, which is maintained and continually improved according to the requirements of the ISO 9001:2015, ISO 14001:2015 and ISO 45001:2018 standards, including processes needed and their interactions. IMS determined required inputs and desired outputs of the processes, criteria, and methods needed for effective operation and control of these processes, as well as resources needed and responsibilities and authorities for processes in the IMS cross-reference. Sequences and interactions between the processes are described in figure of process map. In this slide we will focus on ISO standards designed for manufacturing industries to follow rules related to environment. ISO 14000 is a family of standards related to environmental management that exists to help organizations minimize how their operations negatively affect the environment. The ISO 14000 family includes most notably the ISO 14001 standard, which represents the core set of standards used by organizations for designing and implementing an effective environmental management system, EMS. Some of the ISO standards are listed in table which should be incorporated by manufacturing industries. IEEE 1680 is a family of IEEE sustainability standards dealing with the assessment of environmental performance of electronic products. This slide will elaborate carbon emission analysis framework for a product manufacturing industry. In a manufacturing system, a process plan is the combination of diverse production processes and operations, and the ultimate aim is to turn the input resources into consumer products. Each process has its own attribute. The basic elements of process include the input/output resource, an energy resource, and energy flow inside, intermediate products, and auxiliary resource and energy, emissions, waste, production equipment, and the manufacturing environment in which the process is carried out. This graph shows breakdown of carbon emissions for the manufacture of the axis. Using these values, the total carbon emission for each of the processes in the process plan can be calculated. The carbon emission related to energy consumption, material flows, and their sums for each unit process in the process plan. Sustainable manufacturing, SM, or green manufacturing for our purpose can be defined as a method for manufacturing that minimizes waste and reduces the environmental impact. Therefore, sustainable manufacturing may be defined as a system that integrates product and process design issues with issues of manufacturing, planning, and control in such a manner as to identify, quantify, assess, and manage the flow of environmental waste with the goal of ultimately reducing the environmental impact to that of the self-recovery capability of the Earth could deal with, while also trying to maximize resource efficiency. This slide contains pie chart of percentage of coverage of sustainability dimensions. Through investigating the subdimensions of sustainability, it was observed that almost all of the environmental subdimensions have been considered, and there is a little variation in the number of times each has been studied. Subdimensions like energy and emissions are iterated the highest. These are some of the references I have used to prepare this presentation. Thank you all.